Before you scroll away, I need you to stay for the last habit I'm going to share at the end of this video, because if you miss it, you're going to keep feeling stuck, foggy, and unmotivated, and you won't even know why. Trust me, that one habit changes everything. Now, answer this honestly. You wake up with a plan. Today's the day. You're going to study, work out, eat clean, be productive. You even feel pumped about it for about 11 minutes. Then somehow, you end up on your phone watching videos for 2 hours wondering where your willpower went. Sound familiar? Here's the truth that nobody tells you. You are not lazy. Your brain is chemically hijacked, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how to fix it so you can actually follow through on the things that matter to you. Let's talk about dopamine. Most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical. You do something fun, dopamine shoots up, you feel good. Simple, right? Wrong. Scientists have discovered something way more interesting, and honestly, a little scary. Dopamine isn't about pleasure. Dopamine is about anticipation. It's the chemical your brain releases when it expects a reward, not when it gets one, when it thinks it might get one. Think about that for a second. Your brain isn't rewarding you for doing good things. It's firing dopamine just from the possibility of something exciting happening. That's why you keep refreshing Instagram even when you're bored of it. That's why you click on one YouTube video and suddenly it's 2 a.m. Your brain is chasing the next hit, not actually enjoying the moment. And here's where it gets wild. Every time you get a quick, easy dopamine hit from likes, from junk food, from mindless scrolling, your brain recalibrates. It raises the bar. It says, that was too easy. I need more. And suddenly, the harder things, studying, building something, going to the gym, feel impossible. Not because they are impossible, but because your brain's reward system is completely out of balance. You're not broken. You're just running on a hijacked operating system. Let me tell you about a guy named Omar. Omar was smart, ambitious, had big goals, but every single day felt like a war against himself. He'd sit down to study, and within 5 minutes, he was on his phone. He'd plan a workout and talk himself out of it by noon. He told himself, I'm just not a disciplined person. But then Omar learned something that changed everything. He learned that his brain wasn't weak. It was overtrained on easy rewards. Every morning he was feeding it instant dopamine. Phone first thing, sugary breakfast, YouTube while eating. And by the time he needed to do hard work, his brain had already gotten its fix. It wasn't interested anymore. So Omar made one change. He started delaying gratification on purpose. Not in a painful way, just in a strategic way. He stopped checking his phone for the first hour of his day. He started his work before his entertainment. He exercised before he relaxed. And something weird happened. Within 2 weeks, studying didn't feel as hard. The gym became something he actually looked forward to. He wasn't fighting himself anymore because he had stopped poisoning his dopamine system before the day even started. Omar didn't get more willpower. He stopped spending it on the wrong things. Here's what's happening in your brain on a biological level, and I promise to keep this simple. Your brain has something called a dopamine baseline. Think of it like a water level. When the baseline is healthy, normal activities like finishing a task, going for a run, having a real conversation feel rewarding. They feel worth it. But when you constantly flood your brain with high dopamine shortcut social media, junk food, video games, whatever your vice is, that water level rises. Now your baseline is higher, and everything below that line feels flat, boring, pointless. This is why people who spend hours on TikTok find it hard to read a book for 10 minutes. The book isn't boring. Their brain just can't register it as exciting anymore. Scientists call this dopamine desensitization, and it's happening to millions of people right now who think they're lazy, think they lack discipline, think they're just not built for success. But here's the great news. Your brain is plastic. It changes. It heals. And with the right habits, you can reset your dopamine system faster than you think. So how do you actually fix this? Here are the core strategies, and they're simpler than you'd expect. Habit 1. Hard things first. Before you touch your phone in the morning, do one hard thing. Even something small. We'll talk in 5 minutes of reading, 10 push-ups, writing 1 paragraph. This trains your brain to associate effort with reward instead of shortcuts with reward. You're essentially reordering your dopamine cue. Habit 2. Dopamine fasting, but the real version. You don't need to sit in a dark room eating nothing. Real dopamine fasting just means taking intentional breaks from your highest stimulation activities. No social media for 2 hours. No music while you walk. No podcast while you cook. Let your brain get a little bored. Boredom is actually the doorway to focus. Habit 3. Celebrate the process, not just the outcome. Every time you finish a work session, even a short one, acknowledge it. Not with a reward like scrolling your phone, but with a moment of conscious recognition. Tell yourself, I did that. This sounds small, but over time it rewires your brain to associate effort with good feelings. You're building a new dopamine loop. Habit 4. Imarmanitsti. And don't skip this one because this is the one most people miss. Protect your mornings like your life depends on it. The first 60 minutes of your day set your brain's chemistry for everything that follows. If you start with stimulation, phone, news, social media, you've already told your brain to expect easy dopamine all day. But if you start with calm, intention, and one small hard thing, you prime yourself for focus, discipline, and momentum. This single habit, but protecting your morning, is what separates the people who feel in control of their lives from the people who feel like life is happening to them. So here's where we land. You are not lazy. You never were. You've just been living in a world specifically designed to exploit your dopamine system, and nobody gave you the manual to fight back. Until now. After watching this video, you understand why you procrastinate, why motivation disappears, and why some days feel impossible. More importantly, you now have the tools to actually fix it, not through willpower, but through strategy. Start tomorrow morning. One hard thing first. No phone for the first hour. Protect that window like it's the most valuable hour of your day, because it is. Your brain built these patterns, and your brain can rebuild them. You're not broken. You're just getting started.